Anthony Davis took responsibility for the Lakers' game one loss to the Suns, but if he's not better, they're going to be losing this series. I'm Robin Lundberg here with Ben Pickman and Wilton Jackson. And guys, what's going on with Anthony Davis? He's had a really strange season. I think part of it, can be put on the fact that he's not exactly in his best position for stretches of the game with Drummond starting at center. I think AD's at best at the 5. But Wilton, he's also just not engaged at the right level frequently. And if LeBron James is limited, we thought this was going to be the year that Davis was going to step up. If he doesn't, the Lakers are going home.
You're absolutely right, Robin. And it's really simple. Anthony Davis just failed to be aggressive. But more than anything, Frank Vogel has decided the best way to play James, AD, and Drummond. You could argue that Drummond is not needed on the floor as much when you have both James and AD on the court. It messes up spacing, but it also limits AD's ability to be an impactful player on the court. And when you think about this, there's no way that AD should not have been more aggressive when DeAndre Ayton is the Suns' only true rim protector. AD had 13 points and 7 rebounds, only 13 points. If you think about this, the last meeting between the two teams in the regular season, Anthony Davis went out for 42 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. That's night and day. So when you think about this series for the Lakers, they've shown that they can bounce back after losing, series openers. Look at last year when they lost to Portland in game 1 in the playoffs, and they lost to Houston in the playoffs. So, star players never have back-to-back bad games. So I expect AD to be ready when the Lakers take the court again.
Well, look, Ben, LeBron James's teams have historically struggled in game ones. I think he uses it as a feel-out game. It's part of, his cerebral, attacking mentality. But LeBron, as I said before, may be limited. And if that's the case, Anthony Davis is going to have to step up. And they're playing a better team here than some of those other teams, I think, in the Phoenix Suns.
Right. Let's give Phoenix some credit for what they did on Sunday. They didn't even play their best game, right? Scoring just 99 points and getting a diminished Chris Paul because of that shoulder injury. You look at it, Phoenix is well deserving of the number 2 seed billing that they've achieved, right? They were the league's best team since January 28th, going 43-13, and they're stout on both offense and defense. We saw that on Sunday when they limited the Lakers and really were disruptive, especially on the defensive end of the floor. So I look at this and say Phoenix has a ton of room for improvement as well. Certainly the Lakers, you would expect them to play better. You'll expect Anthony Davis to play better. But you look at AD, he is certainly struggling to fit in alongside Drummond. And the Lakers really don't know what to do with Drummond and Harrell. And we see their front court, and they're just kind of mixing and matching on any given night and really haven't found a successful formula, right? Anthony Davis, one other thing to monitor about him in particular, though, is his three-point shooting. And it's really fallen off this year, right? In 20 of his 36 games, he's missed all of his three-point attempts. Only 6 times this year, he has made more than 1 three-pointer. Now, he's not taking a ton of attempts per game, but nevertheless, it's a component of his game that really isn't a threat right now. He really doesn't stretch the defense in his current state, and that's something I think the Suns are really keying in on as well. They're packing the paint against him, and they're really playing stout defense. I would expect that to continue going forward.
And the Lakers shooting, hasn't been there, right? I mean, the defense has been there. And if they're not going to get shooting, they need incredible performances from LeBron and AD. And 13 points from the latter certainly ain't going to get it done.